Access Module 2 Textbook Project. The readings on the left, you have your start file. Go ahead and open both of these support files. They're Excel files. Open them and save them in a place that you can access them later. And then go ahead and open your Access file. And this one I'm going to save right away. So File, Save As. And again, if you have any parentheses, make sure you get rid of it. And this file is _ jobs _ and your name, and save. So make sure you've saved those because the next step you're going to need them. So you're going to trust it. We're going to click External Data, and then you're going to choose New Data Source, and then you choose From File, from Excel, and you're going to browse to where you just stored that document. And this one was called Support ILAC 2 states, and open that, and then we'll click OK. Check off first row contains column headings, and then you'll click Next, and Next again to accept it, and you're accepting the default options, which is fine. And then you'll select Choose My Own Primary Key and the one that you'd like to select. So click the down arrow, choose State Abbreviation. That'll be our primary key. And then we'll click Next. And then for the name of it, it'll be States with an S. And then you'll click Finish and Close. And then you just added it here. As states. And there they are. I'll just right click and close. So now we'll get the other one. So go back up to the top. You should be still in External Data, New Data Source, From File, Excel. Again, go to Browse to where you have them, and this one should be the probs, so Support ILAC2 probs, and open. Now on this one you're going to do something a little different. You're going to choose Append a copy of the record, and then from this arrow you'll select Companies. I'm sorry, choose states. There you go. Oops. Make sure you choose states. And then we'll click OK. And then Next. And we'll keep it the same name. And click Finish. And close. Now we'll double click the states table, and now there's 64 total. And then we'll right click and close. On the states table, if you right click, you can rename. So we'll choose Rename, and this one will be States and Provinces, and no spaces. Enter. If you had any typos, you could right click and rename. So I just opened both of the Excel spreadsheets that we imported into our Access, and they both have column titles: state name, state abbreviation, and capital. One of them, by the state, it had, if you were looking at them, there's 51. I know it's pointing at 52, but if you don't include the column title row, there's 51. And then if you count the provinces in here, that would equal 64. So they merged both of these separate Excel spreadsheets, were merged into this one Access that we just changed the name of it, states and provinces, to have the 64 total. So I just wanted to share that with you. The next thing we're going to do is open the jobs table. So under table, double click jobs, and that opens the jobs table. And this is considered data sheet view. Remember, we see sheet, or you hear sheet, that almost looks like a spreadsheet. So that's data sheet view, where if you were to go back home and change it to design view, it would be totally different. So you're in data sheet view. And then we're going to choose, and if you can't see it, you'll have to hover on the bottom, or you could also close the field list. You don't need that open. And if you click the starting salary field, and we want to move it so it's between job responsibilities and job title. So once you've selected, you just hover and drag. So I just moved it to a new location. With it still selected, click the tab labeled Fields, and in the Format, click the down arrow, and you want to choose Currency, so that you get the $, the commas. But because the decimal point is 2 places and they're all zeros, let's decrease them just like we would in Excel. So decrease both those decimal places. Next thing we're going to do, if you have to scroll over, go ahead, but we're going to select Date Filled. So click the actual column title, Date Filled, and then we're going to choose Delete. And when prompted, say yes. Again, you're going to scroll over to the far right and actually click where it says Click to Add. And you're going to select, so that's a placeholder, you're going to select Currency. And then up in the Currency field, it's asking you for you to type a name, and we'll type Fee. And then press Enter. And then we'll click the next Add Field placeholder. And this one we'll choose Number. And then we'll type Applicants. Enter, and we're done, so we're not going to do any more. So we're going to click into the very first field record, and we're going to type 25.25, and then press Tab. And for the applicants, we're going to type 50. And then we'll click the Field tab again. And then up at the top, if you're not in there, click Fields on the ribbon. And then we're going to select the default value. And in here, you're going to type 50.25 and then click OK. And then we'll click the Applicants field, and we'll choose the increase decimal 1 place, and it actually gives us 3 decimal places. And then we'll right-click Jobs and choose Design View, and this is just another way to change it back to no decimal places. So in this one, make sure you're at the Applicants field name, And down at the bottom where it has decimal places 3, which you just put in, change it to 0. And press enter. And with the applicant's field still selected, you're going to go to the field size and you'll choose the down arrow at the far right and you'll select integer. And then right click on jobs and close, and prompted to, you're going to save, so yes. Right click contacts table and choose design view. It's just another way to open it up. And in design view, click contact cell. And then down at the bottom where it's field properties, you're looking for input mask. So click in there. Once you click in that cell to make it active, then you get the 3 dots, which is usually a drop-down menu or more options. And in here, you want to choose phone number input. And they call those 3 dots build button. So here we have the phone number input mask, which is good, the input mask, and you're going to click next. And then that's a sample of how you want it to appear, which was the area code in parentheses. So click next and finish. And there you have the contact field information in place. And then go ahead and click in the field size, and because the phone number is just 10 digits long, you really don't need that full 255 characters, so we're just going to change that to 10. Now you can go ahead and right click on contacts, and this time choose data sheet view, and go ahead and click yes. You always have to save. And then on this one, go ahead and click yes. If you're warned about you may lose data, that's okay. And there you have the numbers in the parentheses when we didn't type it that way. So we're going to press tab 3 times, and we're just going to change the number slightly. And you do not have to type any parentheses, hyphens, nothing. Just type the number 555 333 4444. It does it for you automatically. So right click on the contacts table and close. So now we're going to modify the contacts table date and time fields. So right click contacts, choose design view, and we're going to choose contact email. And we're going to click underneath field name, and we're going to add one. So this one is actually going to be called entry date. And then press tab and make sure the data type is date and time. You can use the down arrow or just click D and it'll come up date and time, which is fine. In the date and time, make sure you select it so that you can go down to field properties. And in the format, select the format so that you get the drop-down list. And for that one, they want us to select the style medium. So it has the date, then the month, abbreviated, and the year. So they want the medium style. So make sure that the date entry is still selected. And then we're going to go to default value and click the build button. And for this one,